Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Bold and Brave. I am your host, the Amanda Jade, and this is a podcast for entrepreneurs by an entrepreneur with a focus in women. But you guys know by now, we are here for everybody. You can draw experience and wisdom from everyone's situation. So, today we're talking about communication and friendships. Ooh, Lordy. Both are very important, and I might just do one and then do the other one on another time, but we'll find out. We'll see how far into it we are. I hope you guys are having a great week, a great day, had a great weekend, because as you know, we post on podcasts come out on Mondays. I hope you guys had a great weekend or a great week whenever you're listening to this. Let's just go ahead and breathe. We'll breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale something positive. So think of a positive word. Inhale it, exhale negativity. I got that tip from Kelly Osbourne on her Red Table Talk. Amazing show on Facebook. If you have not seen it, oh my gosh, go ahead and go watch. But I got this idea. She inhaled something positive, 3 positive words, 3 negative words, and you exhale your negativity and inhale your positivity. So that's just something to try. It worked really well with her, and I've enjoyed doing it as well the last couple days. So we're going to breathe, inhale. 2. Hopefully I've explained the breaths by now. I'm pretty sure I did last time, but just for those who don't know, the breathing is to help you get centered, more so me, but hey, we all need to remember to start breathing again, and hopefully we're not clenched, so unclench your fists, let your shoulders down, relax your jaw, all that stuff, and you'll notice that you've been doing it, and that you've been tense for a long time, and some of you have been tense for a long time and you don't even know it. So yeah. Anyway, we're talking about communication and friendships today, so let's do it to it. I'm excited. Let's go. So, communication, super important, obviously, especially as a general human being. Let's cut out the entrepreneur part right now. But as a general human being, you need to learn how to communicate effectively, through all channels. So, vocally, in writing, and body language. Oh my gosh, your body language and your tone speak volumes. So make sure that if someone emails you, you email them back accordingly, and in a timely manner. If you speaking to somebody, make sure you check your tone with someone, because it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. Another thing with communication is for email wise and writing. I like to use Grammarly. This is not sponsored by Grammarly, but I do like to use Grammarly, just so they can help with my sentences and stuff, because I'll have a lot of run-on sentences, and it's just because I'm speaking what I'm thinking, and so it comes out on the keys, and then I'm just like, oh, by the way, period. So make sure you are speaking effectively and speaking in a professional tone always. I always tell people that, and this ties into friendships, the universe, God, whoever you want to use as your higher power, will put people in your path and show you people's real identities over a misunderstanding. So make sure as you're communicating, you are making sure that you are, cutting out the probability for misunderstandings. So going forward, just make sure that as you're speaking to someone, always check and make sure your tone, because you are supposed to be treating people how you would want to be treated, even in a tense situation. You need to handle things in delicacy and grace where they need to be, and be a savage in other places where you need to be. Okay, that's pretty much it. Especially with effectively communicating, I want you guys to remember, if somebody is helping you with something and you can't make it, or you no longer need their help, or if you're having a bad day or a bad week, some people are having bad months and bad quarters, that you effectively communicate to your team that. So you don't want somebody waiting for you to help you, taking time out of their space and their energy, and to come help you, and then you don't effectively communicate with them. They get upset, they leave, they say da da da, well, I had A, B, C, D, E here to help you, and now they have to go because you didn't effectively communicate. So make sure, especially when you're on somebody else's time, to make sure that you are going through and effectively communicating with that person. In email and response. You need to also communicate with your relationships. So especially in your relationships, communicating is imperative. I had to think of the word. Absolutely imperative. So especially with your friendships, here's the thing. Moving into friendships and crossing in between communication, because when we're younger, we tell our friends everything. Right? We tell them absolutely everything, and you make friends a whole lot easier most of the time if you're young, when you're younger, than it is when you're older. I have a lot of acquaintances that I don't know how we became such good acquaintances just because I can talk to anybody. But when you get older, you have to learn to not give so much of yourself out from the first jump. And I say that because as you go along, some people aren't always in your best of interests, and they will appear to you, wrap themselves up in this friendly cloak of let's be friends and da 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 da, and turns out they're wishing ill on you, and you don't want to, and you do not need to have those people in your life. So making sure that, because I think as adults, we get so desperate to have friends that we stop doing things that we would normally do, like traveling. A lot of people don't want to travel without somebody. I am one of those people. I would love to have somebody travel with me when I go places, but then I realized, I was like, why do I need to have somebody go with me? If my fiance doesn't want to go with me, that's fine. I want him to go, of course, but if he doesn't want to go, then that's fine. He doesn't have to go. And that means when I go out, I can go when I want to. I can be late if I need to be late, da 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 da, all these things. When you're traveling by yourself, or when you're taking on another big life milestone, and if people don't want to go with you, if people don't want to be there, then that's completely fine. You have to understand that just because they're having some kind of internal issues does not mean that's effective on you. You may just be being sensitive to the fact that, as adults, we have so much more to deal with. So if they're not going to be effective in communicating with you, then that's fine. You can still be friends with that person. It's just letting people know, okay, well, this person is a good person and I like speaking to them, but maybe we don't tell them everything. How many times have we seen on reality TV that these people, especially the women, they go through and they get upset. One of the friends gets upset and they go and tell all their business. That don't make no sense. So that, for me, that sounds like you weren't a real friend to begin with. So I personally, if stuff like that happens as well, you need to be able to notice when somebody is acting like a friend and when someone is actually being a friend, because there are a lot of people that will sit there and act like a friend to you, and then there are other people that are actually being a friend to you, and you need to notice when and where and how to recognize it. Paying attention to body language is imperative. Go on YouTube. If you don't know how to read body language, look up how to read body language. There's books. There's all this other stuff. You need to start checking people's body languages. Because I can say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. But if my arms are crossed and I'm slouching and I'm not looking at you, do you really think I'm excited for you? No, not at all. I'm just here. I'm being fake at that point. And some people are honestly having a mental moment. You got to also understand, when you start making moves, there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be on your side because they don't want to see you at your fullest potential. That goes with non-platonic relationships as well. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, I love her, we're so friends. And then when you start making your moves to walk and run and strive and thrive in your purpose, you'll see that a lot of people fall off. And that's not your job. Is to make sure you are doing everything you want to do on your end. If they don't want to do that, then that's their fault. Don't be upset. Don't be mad. Just go, oh, okay. Here I am walking, moving in my purpose, and all of a sudden you have an issue. Well, fine then. Have a magical day. Have a super sparkly day. Because I'm not going to sit here and let you tear me down as I'm walking in my purpose. And those people that are always constantly making you feel bad, always constantly playing the victim, narcissist. Ugh. When there's a whole nother talk about that one. But those people that are always playing the victim, like, oh my gosh, you never have time for our friendship anymore. It takes two people to have a friendship. It takes two people to tango. It takes two people to decide to want to be in each other's lives. And you have to make that decision if you are going to be in that person's life, if you're going to allow them. Because also remember, these people are in your life because you allow them to be. Not because, oh my gosh, I want to do this and I want to do this. And, I need you to be here for me. And then they sit there and they spiral because you're not there to hold their hand. So understand that people are taking advantage of you as well. A real friend is going to stop you and say, hey, you are pouring out everything from your pitcher, and now you're pouring from an empty pitcher, and you can't keep doing that. You need to stop, reevaluate, and let these people know. Like, a real friend will be there and they'll step up for you and let these other people know, yo, her pitcher is empty right now. Let her refill it, and then she could try and decide if he or she wants to fill your glass. Because it's not your job to fill everybody's glass. It's your job to fill whose glass? Yours. And everybody else is just extra. That goes for family too. Sometimes family like to use but they're family and you need to stick with family lies. If you toxic, guess what? You get cut. I say it just like that. If you're being toxic, if you're losing your mind, and people love to use their family, you need to stay with them. They, at the end of the day, family's all you've got. You can pick your family. Pick your family that is going to be with you. If it's your wedding day and your cousin, and that one cousin is going to make the whole day about her, and that, it's going to be all about her, and that she's going to take all the attention and throw a big, pity party and be melodramatic, don't invite that hoe. Stop inviting people to your successes if they're not with you on the trials. Don't invite anybody to your I did it party if they couldn't be there for the I did it journey. There's a lot of people in my life that I love dearly, but when B2C becomes a brick and mortar, of course I'll invite them to my grand opening, but I'm not going to invite them to all the successful parties. We did it. Yeah, thank you to everybody here. No, you didn't do anything. You can come to my grand opening and spend some money. I'd enjoy that, and I would love to see you there. But as far as them basking in your glory and your success when they've done nothing, we are not doing that. We aren't. That's why communication is so key, because you need to know where you stand with people and where people stand with you. You need to understand that not everybody is going to be, oh, well, I'm friends with her, or I'm in with them, but they haven't done anything. Oh my gosh, your thing looks so good, your paintings look so good, or your pictures look so good. Thank you. Oh, and can I get one? No. Those aren't for you. This is for the people that were here with me on this journey. And this table over here is for the people that are just here to help me celebrate what I've accomplished. I appreciate you coming to the accomplished, but you don't get to come backstage because you weren't backstage with me before there was a backstage, if that makes sense. So your relationships are everything, especially as an entrepreneur. Because you need to be able, like I said, to speak to everyone and to understand and give people the benefit of the doubt, but you don't have to give people the benefit of the doubt all the time, if that makes sense. Because as for me, so like my sign, my zodiac sign, I'm a Cancer. I'm a water baby. So like the water, I'm kind of used to change and going with the flow and being very like, what is it? Yeah, I guess go with the flow is the best thing. Best phrase to put it in. I'm very much go with the flow. It's fine. We'll get it together. Like everything like that's my outlook. And I have to realize that for me, I had to learn that not everybody was on my side, and that my friends that I love dearly, who are not even my friends anymore, really, truly, they're just acquaintances. I don't think I've got more acquaintances than I do friends, and that's okay. That's another reason why I started the Women of Culture Conference. More so because, and we'll talk about that in a later video, but more so because I needed to get a bunch of women. If I'm having this issue with finding people to hold me accountable, to have great relationships with, that are on my same mind track as an entrepreneur, I know there are other women out there as well. So that's why I started the Women of Culture Conference, because I needed to be in a room with a bunch of boss people, boss women, boss men, everything, and be able to find my tribe and to have those people that I can truly count on, find those people that I can count on, find those people that I can make connections with. Communication is that's basically what the Women of Culture Conference is a big communication event that'll be held if COVID calms all the way down this year in September. But it'll probably be next year, just because we have so much going on in August with B2C. But in that space of going through, idealistically, I'd have a bunch of people that I could call on to help me make this conference happen. And the reality is I don't. Everybody has got their own things. All my friends that I used to have a friend, and I still do, she's still a friend of mine. We were on like relationship level of communication. Like it would be times where we would both be at work and we would just call each other and listen to the phone. You know how you in a real like your lovey-dovey stage of your relationship, and you just got your significant other on the phone, like y'all are both working, whatever, doing the thing, but y'all are just on the phone with each other, and sometimes you're not even saying anything to each other. That's what the status where we were as friends in our communication relationship. Like it was insane. And when I got my boyfriend, things changed, because of course he was my priority, and she was still a priority, but he just took precedent because he was more so in my life physically than she was. And then when I moved out of state, it got even worse. And now that she's married and she still has her babies, we talk. We went from talking every day for hours on end to once a month for probably like 20 or 30 minutes. So in communication, in relationships, you have to be willing to put in the work, and you have to be willing to receive the work and have patience. And you have to make sure that you're ready for that. Relationships, friendships are ups and downs, and some people are in your life for a season, and some people are in your life forever, and some people are only in your life for a moment, and that's okay. Just realize when they're supposed to be there for a moment, when they're supposed to be there for a season, and when you hope that those are life friends. And sometimes your lifelong friends are the friends that you never thought that they would be your lifelong friends. They're just friends, or people that you were like, oh yeah, we've been cool for a long time, and all of a sudden, boom. Oh, how long have y'all been friends? Oh, we've known each other for 50 years. Oh, wow. So, all in all, make sure you're paying attention to the signs. Make sure you're reading body language. Make sure you're communicating effectively in your business. When vendors or contractors or people that is interested in your business, especially customers, message you, please respond back to them accordingly. We talked about how to respond back in our last one, in our consistency, persistency, and community podcast. And again, if you are counting on someone, do not waste somebody else's time. because time is money. You don't want anybody to waste your time, so do not waste anybody else's time. I hope that was all right. I know I'm scattered brain throughout this podcast. I promise next week will be a little better. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful week and a beautiful weekend, beautiful day. Take care of yourselves. Remember to start looking out for people's body language and start checking that. And we have a Instagram real quick, the bold and brave _ that is our Instagram page, so go follow it, show us some love. Let me know what else you guys want to talk about, and I won't see you on the next one, but y'all will hear me on the next one. Boom boom. Have a good one, and I'll see you Monday.